Everyone, my name is Eve Snyder, and for my second quarter final government assignment, I chose to focus on Marsha P. Johnson. Who was Marsha P. Johnson? Well, Marsha P. Johnson was a fearless activist who fought for the rights of LGBTQ people. Her work often revolved around helping the most vulnerable people in the community, like trans people, people of color, and impoverished LGBTQ members. Her participation in this revolutionary time for gay rights set a foundation for many of the opportunities and protections the LGBTQ communities have, like anti-discrimination laws, healthcare, and the general normalization and appreciation of LGBTQ experiences. What did Marsha P. Johnson fight for? Well, her main efforts in the LGBTQ activism was during the Stonewall riots in the 60s. These riots are regarded as a turning point for gay and trans rights. She is most known for throwing the first brick at Stonewall during the police raid, which started the days of protests. Her involvement in the riots lasted for their entirety, where she became a representative figure and leader for the movement. After these riots, she co-founded STAR, which stands for Street Transvestite Action Revolutionaries. And STAR was one of the first organizations that focused on homeless transgender youth. Essentially, Marsha was a leader in a pivotal movement in LGBTQ history, and she is a symbol of resistance against homophobia, transphobia, and bigotry. So next, I want to delve into some moments of progress inside of law that Marsha's activism sort of set the ground for. So the first moment of progress that I want to focus on is the Equality Act, which is another crucial moment in the fight for LGBTQ rights. The Equality Act was an amendment of the Civil Rights Act, which occurred in 1964, that lawed that LGBTQ+ individuals are protected from discrimination in areas like the workplace and housing. The Equality Act has yet to be passed the Senate, but still represents progress and a step into the future, and it would be one that Marsha would be excited about. The second example of progress is the healthcare protections that were introduced in 2021 under Biden's presidency. These policies made it illegal for healthcare providers to deny care on the basis of gender identity in order to protect trans individuals and their access to treatments and procedures. Marsha would have seen this as a moment of progress towards affirming and protecting the trans community. Considering the historical issues with trans people and gender-affirming healthcare, this is a huge step into creating equality for people with different gender identities and experiences. The third and final example of progress that we're going to focus on is the 2021 executive order signed by President Biden that aimed to protect LGBTQ rights by prohibiting discrimination in areas like employment, healthcare, and education. It specifically allowed transgender individuals to openly serve in the military, reversing the previous administration's ban. This move reinforced the government's commitment to equality and inclusion, and is something that Marsha P. Johnson would be very, very proud of if she was able to see it. All right, so we've reached the end of our presentation, and I want to reiterate what we've... So Marsha P. Johnson's work as an activist paved the way for many of the progressions we've seen for LGBTQ communities in law, healthcare, and other social facets of life. Her vision and resilience created an impact and demanded change, even though issues with LGBTQ hatred still arise, especially in these last few days with Trump becoming president and signing a bunch of nasty bills. We can always remember Marsha to inspire us and help us to fight and use our voice for change and respect. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you learned a little bit about Marsha P. Johnson today.